Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have more major updates regarding the 2024 election. Biden's approval rating becoming a bigger and bigger issue, trying to overcome the historically bad rating. You can see just how bad it's gotten for Biden. He's about 3 percentage points lower than the next lowest president. You can see the last 10 presidents all there. And even if you want to argue, well, we're all connected to the internet, everyone's going to hate more, there's more gaslighting, so Biden's approval rating is going to be lower. Yeah, but how do you explain Trump, who's sitting there 8 points above Biden when Trump was hated by the media 100 times more than Biden? It is truly remarkable. Trump, at this time, you can see 13th quarter of their presidency, Trump 8 points better than Biden right before the pandemic happened. Pretty crazy. And then how about this pollster? Let's take a look. Arizona, Trump +4. All right, that's realistic. Michigan, Trump +15. Pennsylvania, Trump +5. Wisconsin, Trump +10. I did happen to look at this pollster. They seem very Republican. These numbers are ridiculous, but I just think it's funny. Trump +15 in Michigan. This poll, the reason it doesn't make sense, if Trump is leading Michigan by even 10 points, he would be up by, you would expect more in Arizona, and they've only got Trump up 4 in Arizona, +15 in Michigan. The data they're getting, the sample they're getting is not very accurate, but it is very funny. This is not even going to be added to the Real Clear Politics average that everyone always looks at, like the aggregate combined numbers. They turn them into an average, and I don't think these polls are going to be added to it. But 538 comes out with their polling average, the new updated stuff. Georgia, Trump sitting +6. I do think 538, I don't know what happened to 538. They might have gotten bought by ABC or something. They don't even have an official website anymore. But these numbers seem more accurate, in my opinion, based on recent polling than the Real Clear Politics composite average. Trump +6 in Georgia, almost +6 in Nevada, +5 in North Carolina, +4 in Arizona. This is with RFK Jr., by the way. Michigan, Trump sitting +1. Pennsylvania, Trump sitting just under 1. Remember the outlier that put Biden ahead. I don't know if they're not counting it or what, but you can see, I mean, it's basically tied. And then Wisconsin, it's virtually tied, Biden +0.1. And that just reflects Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin being complete toss-ups, with maybe Michigan leaning towards Trump a little bit, but Pennsylvania and Wisconsin pure 50-50. And it also reflects Georgia, Nevada, North Carolina, and Arizona as all clear Trump leans right now, especially when you factor in the historically bad approval rating. Trump is looking good in those states. And then you can see the comparison, Trump and Biden, their approval ratings. Biden obviously starts out much higher than Trump, but as you can see, the updated, where we are right now, almost day 1200, Biden sitting around 4 points lower. If you look at other approval rating metrics, Trump was actually around 46-47% approval rating. But even 538 comes out and admits Trump at this point, this late into his first 4 years, was seen as a more likable president. And then there you can see Trump, the big downturn, which happened in between year 3 and year 4 because of the pandemic, because of the lose-lose situation. Liberals come out and they say, you need to shut the country down, you're killing people, and then Trump does that, and then they gaslight him and say the economy sucks. Yeah, because you people freaked out and said everyone needs to shut down. Of course, the economy is going to tank if we shut the government down. It's a lose-lose situation for Trump, and that cost him a lot in terms of his approval rating. And then there you can see at the way end, I believe that would be the January 6th dump at the way end there in terms of Trump's approval rating. You know, that last stretch where Trump goes down significantly, obviously the pandemic was an unprecedented time, but it does show that the polls right now, while they do matter, it does matter that Trump is up in all these swing states, and then you've got the big 3 Rust Belt states as total toss-ups. Trump being the pretty heavy favorite, I would say, going into the election if it were held tonight. We still have a long time left, and you're gonna get all of these court cases against Trump. We know the charges are just ridiculous. I don't know if anyone has seen the Stormy Daniels charges, what they're actually trying to get Trump for. Guys, the issue is, and you talk to some of these people that don't really follow politics a lot, which is perfectly fine, and that's most Americans. The issue is there's still a mainstream media component to a lot of kind of lukewarm independent people, and you talk to these people and they say, oh my God, Trump has all these felony charges, he could get convicted, there's no way I can vote for him. Of course, they don't know the context of the charges and the actual people presiding over these cases, the liberal judges who have history, by the way, before the cases of disliking Trump. It is complete bias and obviously ridiculous. The problem is if they can convince enough of those people, guys, in the end right now, I don't think that any type of charges against Trump is really going to matter if Biden's approval rating continues to be this low. If you're seriously going to tell me that going into election night, Trump, because right now, technically, he is more popular than Biden, Trump going into the election more popular than Biden somehow loses again to Biden with a 38% approval rating, the lowest in presidential history. Now, obviously, they're thinking, well, Biden's approval rating is going to go up a little bit, and it probably inevitably will, because once you get down into the summer months, there's kind of the cult mentality to where all these Democrats, a lot of them younger, who right now are saying they hate Biden, they can't stand him, they will all fall in line and vote for Biden because Trump is just the worst thing in human history and they can't vote for him, and that's the excuse they'll use. So maybe his approval rating goes up to 41, 42%. Of course, it could stay at 38%. Maybe that is the total Democratic support, and it's just all the independents that hate Biden, and maybe his approval rating doesn't change much. But the idea that Biden is going to win the election with the lowest approval rating of any president in history, it is absurd. You can see, would Trump supporters bail if he's convicted? A lot of them would stay supporting Trump, but liberals are going to look at that kind of orange section of that bar graph and see it as opportunity. You do also have Biden coming out and saying he will debate Donald Trump. I thought this was a foregone conclusion that there were presidential debates every single 4 years once the two candidates were official, but apparently there was some trepidation, and Biden has said, I don't know when, but I am happy to debate him. Biden telling Howard Stern, what happened to Howard Stern? My goodness, very sad story. In an interview, when asked whether or not he's going to debate Trump, their campaign had previously not said whether Biden would take part in any debate. So it's official, they will be debating, and we expected that. It would look horrible for Biden if Trump has said, I'll debate you 10 times anywhere, any place, and Biden says it's not going to happen. It would just be a really bad look. So obviously, at least we're going to get one, preferably 3 debates between Biden and Trump. And then how about Biden? What's the strategy with something like this during an election year, 6 months before the election, coming out with the ridiculous high capital gains tax, completely de-incentivizing investing and money movement within the economy? And you also have the thing that's even more crazy is the unrealized gains tax, to where they can tax you for money that you do not have. Now, this very likely won't go through, but why would this? I mean, and then they sit there and they say, oh, it's just for the rich people. It's for people that make over $1 million. Guys, is $1 million really that much anymore? I mean, I'll be honest, I probably will be affected by this, honestly, depending on what happens within the next few years. But it's just like, this is not going to be happening. It's why would you say this? It's like, oh, it's just for really rich people. Even liberals have come out, Mark Cuban and others, saying it's just not smart, kind of a lack of strategy for Biden to push for something like that. But no, it's socialism 101. Guys, why can't we just all be average? We don't want financial freedom. If we all just worked for the government for 70 years, the world would be perfect. Everyone becomes average. Nobody's rich, nobody's poor, and we all just bow down to the government, and we have to. We have to give up our rights for the safety of the people. It's so important. And if you're rich, you're disgusting. You don't deserve to be financially free. You need to pay 100% in taxes. You're too powerful because you have money. That's why they hate Elon Musk. Musk opened up Twitter. They had a full control, full reign over social media. It's not the case anymore. It's a big problem for them. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.